What's up guys, it is Jay Marin back again with another one. Here we have a Delta we have to replace. A quick note, I am trying to get better on my footage, on my explanations, so please bear with me. Here we dive straight into it. The biggest, most important tip is that you want to remember the orientation and order of all of these little plastic things, because this is what I had the most trouble with. So if you have to take a picture or video, you definitely want to do so. This specific Delta valve, you've got the main handle, and that controls your volume, and then there's a little handle in the middle, and that controls your temperature. If you just want to go ahead and update everything, this is what you're going to want to get. This is only the trim, which is the faceplate and the handle, not the valve or anything inside.
So far.
Now we're at the point where we have to remove the cartridge, so we definitely want to turn the water off before loosening nut or anything here.
We gotta remove the cartridge.
Alright, so I need to mess with that cartridge over there. I need to remove the nut that's holding it in place, so I'm gonna shut the water off for now. Don't you just love good shut-off valves? Just go ahead and run some fixtures nearby. It'll depressurize the system a bit. You'll get less water. This whole bathroom was an addition. It's a full shower. I sat the camera down because I knew it wasn't going to come out easy. This brass nut, you definitely don't want to overdo it, because you can easily break your valve and just cause major issues inside the wall. After feeling it out, I knew it was going to take more work, so I went and got some lubricant, some WD-40, and I applied it over the nut, behind it and in front, because this way it was just not going to go anywhere. And you can see that it was already dripping, so there's no going back. Here I've got these huge pliers, but all you need is just two regular ones, and what I'm doing is known as putting backing. That way whenever you turn your nut, you don't turn the whole valve in the wall. From here you can see that slot there. Whenever putting the new cartridge in, that's the only way that's gonna fit. Alright, so they were missing the screws, and this here matches them up. The guy at Home Depot, he helped me out. There was a pack that was open and we were able to match up the sizes. Here I was verifying that they fit. They were a little bit short, so 2 1/4 would have been better. Just make sure you get your fine thread type, also known as machine screw. So after you pull the cartridge, you got the little springs and rubbers in the back. You want to safely remove it without scratching the body. Alright, so I didn't get the greatest footage of the inside of the valve, but pretty much whenever you open it up, this is what you're going to see. You're going to have 2 holes in the top, 1 in the bottom. Around these 2, you're going to have an O-ring, just like this. So you take those off, and then you put in the new ones. And then inside, if it didn't come with the cartridge, or if they didn't come out with the cartridge, you're gonna have to remove the springs and like this rubber thing that's in here. I'm gonna try to upload a picture so you can see what they look like. But the spring, the way that's gonna go, this is what they look like. They are bigger on one side and they slowly get smaller here. And then you have a little rubber part that goes just over this here. There's a hole right there. So pretty much what I do, or what you can do, is get a nail or something thin. You put it through, and then you just put it in here, and then push your spring and all that stuff back inside. That's all it was. And then the cartridge, after you replace all of this, the cartridge has the valve has a slot, and the cartridge, you see that's gonna have it too. And as long as you line it up, you'll be fine. So just remember, you replace both of these O-rings, 2 springs, and the rubber part for each of these. And this one here takes nothing. Here's a quick look of inside. Here I got one, and then the second one. Now the new ones go in. And now the little spring with the rubber. Just make sure you push it all the way back. It will stick out a little bit, maybe a 1/16 of an inch. And here's the slot that we were talking about earlier. Not sure if you noticed, there's like 2 little screws on the left and right. If anything, if we really had to, we could just turn the water off to that valve there. That's what that's for. You just isolate it. So the last of it is just to put everything back together. Go ahead and tighten down on this nut here. It's going to hold your cartridge in place. So lastly, you want to put your faceplate and your handle back. The new cartridge is a bit shorter than the original, so expect to add the other little plastic components that it comes with. It just compensates for the length of the shank of the original. This footage here is from when I removed the handle and all that stuff. I just put it in reverse. So take your video and do what you have to do to remember how it goes back. After testing everything, that handheld hose was leaking everywhere, so that got swapped out. Here's a quick picture. But guys, this finalizes the repair. This is all the footage I got.